जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। ओ जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा।
प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा।
ओ जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा।
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा शिल गुरुदेवा।
ओ जय गुरुदेवा 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 शिला गुरुदेवा।
जय गुरुदेवा 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 शिल गुरुदेवा।
शिव जयो जयो गौरचंदे आरतिक शोभा।
शिव जयो जय गौरचंदे आरतिक शोभा।
शिव जयो जयो गौरचंदे आरतिक शोभा। जानावी ताटवाने जग मानलो बा। जानावी ताटवाने जग मानलो बा। शिव दाखी ताए चान बामे गदधारा। किबा नैनी आन बामे गदधारा। निकटे अद्वैताश्रीनी वास छत्रधारा। निकटे वेदाश्रीनी वास छत्रधारा। शिव बोशी याचे गौराचान रत्न सिंहासने। किबा आरती कोरे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने।
आरती कोरे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने।
शिव नरा हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलाया। किबा संजया मुकुंद बाशु घोष आदि गाया। संजया मुकुंद शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला की शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुर मृदंग बाजे परमरसाला माधुर माधुर मृदंग बाजे परमरसाला माधुर मृदंग बाजे परमरसाला शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे ओ शंका बाजे घंटा माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हो शंका माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हो शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे गौरंगेरारतिक शोभा जग जन मान लोभा जग जन मान लोभा जग जन मान लोभा गौरंगेरारतिक शोभा जग जन मान लोभा जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय ओ जय गौरा चंदेर जय गौरा चंदेर जय गौरा चंदेर जय गौरा चंदेर हो जय गौरा चंदेर गौरा चंदेर गौरा चंदेर जय गौरा चंदेर कि बबहू कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उज्ज्वला कि कि बबहू कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वला कि बहू कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वला गला देसे बनमाला कोरे जलमाला गला देसे कोरे जलमाला कि शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा कि भक्ति विनोदा देखे गोरा रसंपादा भक्ति विनोदा कि बजयो जयो गौरचंदे आरती के शोभा की बजाया जाना विताटवाने जग मन लो बाजा जानावी तटवाने जग मन लो जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय गौर भक्त वृंद 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 गौर भक्त श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद निताय गौरंगा जय निताय गौरंगा निताय गौरंगा जय निताय गौरंगा निताय गौरंगा जय गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि निताय गौरंगा जय गौर हरि निताय गौरंगा गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो ओ गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो ओ राधे राधे बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा बोलो ओ कृष्णा कृष्णा बोलो राधे राधे बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा बोलो राधे राधे बोलो राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा ओ राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम रघुपति श्री राम जय जय राम श्री रघुपति राघव राजा राम रघुपति राघव राजा पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे बोलो बोलो हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो बोलो ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा ओ जय राधा नील माधव श्री राधे ओ जय राधा नील माधव श्री राधे ओ जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे ओ जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे ओ जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे ओ जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे ओ जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे ओ जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। ओ जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय गुरुदेवा। ओ जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर। ओ जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर।
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम गुण गिरिराज गोवर्धन की। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की है। श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की। लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की। वृंदावन धाम की। मथुरा धाम की। गंगा माई की। यमुना माई की। मायापुर धाम की। नवदीप धाम की। तुलसी देवी की। भक्ति देवी की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय।
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाद दायिने प्रहलाद लाद दायिने प्रहलाद लाद हिरण्यकाशिपोर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशिपोर्वक्षः शिलटङ्कानकालाय इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो बहि नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंह आदिम शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलावरे नकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे।
वरे नखाम अद्भुत शृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव। जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमा जय सुदर्शना। जय सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान, सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान। जय वृंदा देवी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय वृंदा देवी। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हिंदी में
बैठ जाइए आराम से।
हम बैठने को दिक्कत होता है।
वो बैठने को दिक्कत होता है तो खड़े खड़े
ओके
वहाँ बैठ के गाइए, कोई टेंशन नहीं।
नहीं यही कहते हैं। चल जगवासी प्रेम भवन को राम नाम की मेला। चल जगवासी प्रेम भवन को राम नाम की मेला। आ माया की गठोरी एड़ी छोड़ कर, माया की गठोरी एड़ी छोड़ कर पार जाने की बेला। राम नाम की राम
तीरथ रेणु राम चरण पर, 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 तीरथ रेणु राम चरण पर, तन मन जीवन धर्म कर्म कर, तन मन जीवन धर्म कर्म कर, तन मन जीवन धर्म कर्म कर, राम रंग में अंग रंग में, राम रंग में अंग रंग में, एक दिन जाना अकेला, राम नाम की, 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 राम नाम की मेला।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. Haribol, Haribol. So thank you very much for coming tonight, although it's still light outside. These are the best days of the year where there's light for at least 20, I want to say 25 hours at least. So that means that we should be enlightened during these times of the year. 15 hours, okay, 15 hours. So we should be enlightened. Enlightened means you are more realized who you are and what you are supposed to really do in life. Once you understand who you really are and what you should really be doing in this lifetime, you are realized or self-realized. So, what does that mean exactly? We are all part and parcel of Krishna. That's who we are. We're never separated from Krishna. We have all come from Krishna. He is the original father of all living entities. And therefore, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, our real duty in life is to serve Krishna. That means that we should learn as much as possible who Krishna is and also be trained by genuine devotees to love Krishna and serve Krishna with love and devotion and completely surrender ourselves to engaging always in the service of Krishna. Without surrender, we never really connect to Krishna. We have to actually surrender to the Lord, meaning that we say and we think in our mind, "Dear Krishna, for many, many lifetimes I have avoided you and engaged in sense gratification. But in this one lifetime, I'm going to use all the facilities you have given me, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and intelligence, etc., and use all of these assets in your service. Please help me so I will always maintain such steady service to you and hopefully go back to Godhead and be with you eternally." So that is the real purpose of life. We are not meant to live in the material world and eventually eat, sleep, mate, and defend all the time, and then die and start all over again in another body, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to use our intelligence and all our facilities, such as our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, in the service of Krishna. And hopefully, by serving Krishna, we develop love for Krishna, and we express that love through steadily engaging in devotional service, coming to the temple, bowing down, hearing the lectures, chanting, dancing, and of course, having Harinam, Sankirtan, and eating only Krishna Prasadam. If we do the same thing at home, having only Krishna Prasadam, no meat, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no watching television and wasting time, but always keeping our focus on Krishna and how to please the Lord, we become genuine devotees, and we can do many things that help other people by our good example of regulated devotional service. Regulated means steadily, every day, do the same thing. Go to sleep early, wake up early, take a bath, and then begin to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And after chanting at least 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra, read something from the Bhagavad Gita and discuss it with friends and relatives and devotees. And then have some nice Krishna Prasadam. Now you're ready to go through all the travails of material life during the day, where you have to go to work or you have to go to school, etc. But now you have the back protection of of having associated with Krishna early in the morning, in the Brahma Muhurta period, which is like from 3 o'clock in the morning to around 7 o'clock in the morning. Those are the best times to study Krishna consciousness and to practice Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you become regulated to doing that every day, you become a real devotee, and you develop many skills that you never thought you could do before, such as going to sleep early and waking up early. And in those early hours when there's quiet, everybody's sleeping, there's nothing that you have to do, like going to work, you use that Brahma Muhurta period of the day to chant Hare Krishna very nicely, and hear about Krishna and discuss who Krishna is and how to love Krishna. And then your life is perfect. You have Krishna in your mind all day long, and you have the mantra ringing in your mind all day long. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. This Maha Mantra is the ticket out of the material existence, and it'll take you right back to the spiritual world if you're regularly chanting every day. And also, because you're regularly chanting the holy names of Krishna every day, the Hare Krishna mantra, at the moment of death, you'll be able to remember Krishna and go back to the spiritual world. The most important moment in a person's life is the moment of death, because if you can remember Krishna at the moment of death, you go back to the spiritual world. But how can you remember Krishna at the moment of death? You have to practice throughout your whole life. Why? Because there are so many other things that we're doing. And if people are watching television or eating meat or engaging in illicit sex or gambling or simply reading mundane books or only talking about going on vacation, etc., and mundane activities and mundane thoughts and mundane desires, you cannot think of Krishna at the moment of death. It's impossible. And that means that you're going to have to get another material body, and no guarantee that it will be a human body. There are 8,600,000 different types of bodies that people can get, and most of them are not human bodies. They're animal bodies or insect bodies, etc. So you don't want to fall back. After coming to the human body, you don't want to fall back into the body of lower forms of living entities. You want to go from the human form of body to the spiritual body and go back to the spiritual world. And that is not possible if we are not interested in Krishna and hearing about Krishna every day and learning more and more about Krishna every day. The more we learn about Krishna, the more we become serious about Krishna consciousness. And then we'll be able to engage in devotional service on a regulated way, morning, evening, and night, serving Krishna with love and devotion. That means that we have become a real devotee, and we are preparing ourselves to go back to the spiritual world. Okay, so what I just said might be interesting to you. Do you have any questions from what I said, or any other type of questions about Krishna consciousness that you would like answered? Don't hesitate to ask a question, because if you don't ask questions, you don't learn anything. If you ask questions, you can learn a lot. So, does anybody have a question? Does anybody have a question? And don't be afraid to ask. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anybody have a question Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Don't be afraid to ask a question. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes? You already know about Radha. You already know about Radha. Srimati Radharani is Krishna's eternal consort. And Krishna cannot function without Radharani. If Krishna and Radharani are together, that means that you understand what is real spiritual life. And just like in the mundane way, there are married couples, right? But the original couple is Radha and Krishna. And Radha and Krishna are not engaged in mundane life. Everything they do is transcendental, full of love and devotion. And they are just waiting for us to enter into their world of love and devotion. That means devotional service or seva. Seva or devotional service is our real purpose in life. And when we see the beauty of Radha and Krishna and we hear about their transcendental pastimes, it begins to purify our heart and mind and body, and we become gradually real devotees, spending most of our time learning more and more about Radha and Krishna's relationship, how to please them, and how to glorify them, and how to spread the glories of Radha and Krishna in this lifetime. If we do that, we become real devotees, and at the moment of death, we will remember Radha and Krishna and go back to the spiritual world. Practice makes perfect. So if we practice every day, learning more and more about the transcendental pastimes of Radha and Krishna, how to please them, how to learn everything about them, and eventually develop genuine love for the transcendental couple, Radha and Krishna, all our problems in life go away, and we become really educated. Most of the education, if not all, the education you learn in schools today is junk. You know what junk is? It's like something you don't really use. You know, you have it, but you don't really use it because it's not really pertinent to your life, right? So most of the things that young boys and girls learn is junk. But when you learn about Radha and Krishna, now you become educated. Now you know what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and now you learn how to do the right thing. Always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna is in your heart. He's the closest person to you. And the way to connect to Krishna is by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Chanting and dancing also. Dancing is scientific. When you chant and dance, that's real science because you're connecting with Krishna. You chant Hare Krishna and you dance for Krishna and you talk about Krishna, and that way you purify your mind and your senses and you become a genuine devotee. You cannot forget Krishna even for a minute in your life, even for a second in your life. Now you have become a real person, and Krishna will protect you, he'll give you knowledge, and he will make sure that you are always on the right path of going back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any other question? Is that okay? Thank you. If you're satisfied, I'm satisfied also. Any other questions? It's nice to have questions, and there's nice discussion. Well, there's a lot of suffering in the world because people have forgotten Krishna. It's just like if you have a baby in the house, but the father and the mother go out somewhere, right? And they don't come back early. But the baby is alone and starts crying, right? But there's no mother or father in the house to help the baby. So that type of forgetfulness is very, very bad. And the same thing, if we forget Krishna by being engaged only in mundane activities, our soul is crying because we're not paying any attention to Krishna. Krishna is in our hearts. Krishna is not crying, but our soul is crying because we're not engaged in the service of Krishna. That's what we really are supposed to do. Sometimes people say, I don't know what to do. What to do is to always serve Krishna with love and devotion. Then you prepare yourself to go back to the spiritual world where there are no more problems. You will always be in the loving devotion of Krishna in the spiritual world, and you get there by practicing devotional service in the material world. And ultimately, in order to practice devotional service, you have to surrender to Guru and Krishna. You cannot avoid surrendering. Now, no, most people don't want to surrender. They say, no, I'm not surrendering to anyone. That means that I'm not a real person if I surrender. Well, yeah, if you surrender to Elon Musk, yeah, that's a fact. You're not a real person. You're a flunky. But if you surrender to Radha and Krishna, you become a real person because Radha and Krishna are eternal couple, the eternal couple. And now you are having a life of sat, what is eternal. Material life is temporary, but sat, eternal life, is unending. Now, nobody wants to die and disappear. But if you become a devotee, you attain eternal life and you never disappear. You will always be in the association of Krishna and all the liberated souls who gave up sense gratification and speculation and surrendered to Krishna. Now, if you don't surrender to Krishna, you still have to surrender to someone. Someone may have a dog, and they're taking care of the dog every day. That means they surrendered to the dog. And even in America now, when the dog passes stool outside, they have to get a plastic bag and grab the stool and take it away. You know, if you get caught just letting the dog pass stool and everywhere, you get a fine. See? So, we should not be like a nonsense person who doesn't pick up the stool of the dog, who leaves it there and walks away. We have to learn to always follow the rules and regulations. Now, there's two sets of rules and regulations. One set are the rules and regulations of mundane life. So, every day you have to drive the car on the right side of the road. You have to pay your taxes. You have to go to Costco and buy, vegetables and food and bring it home. You have to have a job. You get money and so forth. Those are all duties that you have. But the real duty that we should perform every day is to love and serve Krishna. And how do you love and serve Krishna? It's by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra puts you directly in connection to Krishna. And that means that the more you remember Krishna, the more you become spiritually educated and spiritually invigorated. And the more you watch television and the news, the more you get, in other words, the more you get discouraged and the more you get ignorant. So instead of watching television, instead of going to movies, instead of always playing around with your cell phone, you should spend your time chanting Hare Krishna, coming regularly to the temple, chant, and especially dance, and glorify Krishna by chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. It is very easy to connect to God when you chant his holy names. And that's why we're always chanting the Hare Krishna mantra on our beads, so that we are always connected to Krishna, never separated from Krishna. If we become separated from Krishna, we forget about Krishna, and then we become attracted to mundane life, eating, sleeping, mating, and intoxicating. So you don't want to fall into that pit of ignorance. You want to always be Krishna conscious, always be engaged in Krishna's service, always hear about Krishna and engage in service for Krishna. That way you're connected to God and you will be able to help many other people. So many people are suffering today. Why are they suffering? You should ask that question. First of all, am I suffering? And if the answer is yes, then you have to ask the question, why am I suffering? We suffer because we have forgotten Krishna. But when we are always remembering Krishna and engaging in the service of Krishna, all our suffering goes away, because Krishna is our most important helper in life. He's the closest person to us. He's right in our heart. He's closer to us than anyone else. Since he's in our heart, he knows all the desires we have and all the things that we want to do. So in order to get blessings from Krishna, we should chant the holy names of the Lord. Then Krishna knows that you are serious about serving him and knowing about him. Then he will give you knowledge. He will give you everything so that you will never be bereft of his mercy. The mercy of Krishna is the greatest mercy that you can get, because that means that you can go back to the spiritual world due to the mercy of Krishna. So how to get the mercy of Krishna? Serve Krishna, and even more important than serving Krishna is serving Krishna's devotees, because the devotees of Krishna are very dear to Krishna. Just like if there's a person who has a child. Well, obviously, if you serve your child, you are a very nice person. If you ignore the child, you're a nonsense person. So, in the same way, if we serve Krishna, we become nice people. We're able to control our senses and mind. We're able to make spiritual advancement ourselves, and we're able to help others become Krishna conscious. If we ignore Krishna, we become nonsense people, living a mundane life, nothing better than an animal. What does an animal do? The animal eats, sleeps, engages in procreation, and is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That is animal life. Spiritual life is minimizing eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, but always chanting Hare Krishna and serving Krishna and being Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means you always remember Krishna in every situation in life. That way, you are on a path of going back to the spiritual world when you die. The most important moment of life is the moment of death, because what's going to happen to you next is determined of what you're thinking of at the moment of death. So if you're thinking of your money, you're thinking of who's going to get my car, or who's going to get my this or that, then that means you failed as a person in life. But at the moment of death, you're remembering Krishna. That means you're going back to the spiritual world. So we should not be stingy with ourself. When you're stingy to yourself, you avoid Krishna consciousness and live simply a mundane life, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's what animals do also. So how to differentiate ourselves from being an animal, just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending? It's to become a devotee of Krishna. And now, even though we are eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, we are also engaging in devotional service to the Lord, which means we control our eating, sleeping, mating, and defending according to the rules and regulations of Sanatan Dharma. Now we become a real person. But if we're just haphazardly living, we eat whatever we want, we sleep whenever we want, etc., we're not actually on a spiritual platform. We are simply living a mundane life. And a mundane life leads to continual birth, death, old age, and disease. And repetition again, birth, death, old age, and disease. Birth, death, old age, and disease. We should not remain in that vicious circle. We should get out of it, or that vicious cycle. We should get out of it. The only way to get out of it is to become cognizant of our relationship with Krishna and act in that relationship. Now we can free ourselves from that miserable cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Are there any questions? Any questions or comments? We have to learn to ask questions. It's very important. You only learn when you ask a question. If you remain silent, you don't learn anything. And there are many questions because there are many situations in life. There are many problems in life. There are many purposes in life. So we need to ask questions to know how to attain or accomplish those things that we want to achieve in life. That means that we are not brain dead. Our brain is functioning very, very in an alert way. So there are many, many questions we can ask, but if we remain silent, then we never get the answers. So are there any questions? Hare Krishna. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Oh, if there's no questions, let's chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I will. We'll chant a little bit of Hare Krishna so we all wake up. And then I'll say a few words about His Divine Holiness, Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, my dear friend, and a very sincere disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Premanandi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhakti Chiru Maharaj ki jai. Tonight we're going to hear about one of the most confidential servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Bhakti Chiru Swami, who was a very good friend of mine, someone who I love very dearly, and someone who was very dear to Srila Prabhupada because he completely surrendered to Prabhupada and engaged in the service of Srila Prabhupada with love and devotion for him, and made many devotees and also spread Krishna consciousness. So, I want to read something from this book called The Ocean of Mercy, and it's all about Bhakti, uh, uh, Bhakti Chiru Maharaj, and his escapades or his relationship to Srila Prabhupada. Here it says, one night, as I was attending Srila Prabhupada, he stopped translating and lay down. Usually, he would fall asleep soon after reclining, but he seemed wide awake, so I started to massage his feet. After a while, he asked me, "What did you learn from me?" At first, I was a little perplexed. Prabhupada had never spoken to me like this. Rather nervously, I said, "Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Srila Prabhupada was silent. After a short pause, I said, "We are all his eternal servants." There was quiet again. Prabhupada said. I took it to indicate approval, so I continued. Therefore, the purpose of our existence is to serve him, Krishna. That service is called devotional service, an expression of our love. Yes, Prabhupada said softly, love for Krishna is devotional service. Love is there in everyone's heart. Everyone wants to love somebody. This love is actually meant for Krishna, but when it is offered to someone other than Krishna, it becomes lust. Atmendriya priti vancha, tare bale kama, Krishnendriya priti icha, dare prema nama. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust. But the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. I knew the verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and recited one of the verses that preceded it. Ateva kama prema bhuta antara kama ande tama prema nirmala bhaskara. Therefore, lust and love are quite different. Lust is like dense darkness, but love is like the bright sun. After a few moments, Srila Prabhupada said, lust is sex desire, is the perverted reflection of this love. The pleasure that one wants to the pleasure that wants to derive out of sex life can be experienced multiplied millions of times by developing one's loving relationship with Krishna. One cannot even imagine what kind of joy one can experience in his heart just by offering his love to Krishna. Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada many questions, some about management and some about spiritual topics. I was amazed at how he would ask them, and I didn't think I would ever be able to question Prabhupada in such a manner. One day, I was sitting in Maharaj's office, chanting while he was editing letters that he typed on Prabhupada's behalf. When he finished, he looked up and saw that I had been watching him, and he just smiled. I was already feeling deep appreciation for him. This is for the Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And he says, one day I was sitting in Maharaj's office chanting while he was editing letters that he'd typed in Prabhupada's behalf. When he finished, he looked up and saw that I had been watching him, and he just smiled. I was already feeling deep appreciation for him, and when he smiled at me, I couldn't contain myself. You are so brilliant, I said. Whatever you do is so perfect. And then Maharaj answered, why do you say that? He asked. Then Prabhuji said, "The way you ask Srila Prabhupada questions is amazing, and I admire your intelligence." And then Tamal Krishna said, "It is not a matter of intelligence," he said. "It is a matter of sincere desire to know something. When you have a sincere question, just ask. And who is a better person than Srila Prabhupada to answer your question?" I told him about the time in Mayapur when I had asked Srila Prabhupada what the condition of India would have been if Mahatma Gandhi had become a devotee of Krishna. Good question. Prabhupada had seemed annoyed and commented in Bengali, "If I had a wife, then I would have had a son." In other words, there was no need to speculate. I told Maharaj that I had felt so stupid that I had not dared ask any questions, since feeling that it would only further reveal my stupidity. "Don't ask a question just for the sake of asking," Maharaj said. "Ask to sincerely know something. That is the art of asking questions." Often, when senior devotees were gathered around Srila Prabhupada in his room, he would spontaneously instruct them about devotional service. On one such occasion, when I was sitting with the group, he said that an ideal preacher should have the proper understanding of the 6 branches of Vedic philosophy, the Sad Darshans. When one understands them properly, he declared, one can understand that devotional service is the ultimate goal of the Vedas. Only then does one become eligible to impart the conclusion of Vedic wisdom. In other words, teach the Vedic wisdom. As I listened, a question flashed in my mind. Srila Prabhupada had mentioned in his books that 5 out of 6 branches of Vedic philosophy were atheistic. So how could an understanding of those branches lead to the conclusion that devotional service to Krishna was the ultimate goal? I still felt shy to ask questions in front of the others, so I remained silent. But at night, when I was alone with Srila Prabhupada, I remembered Tamal Krishna's advice. So I gathered my courage and asked, "Srila Prabhupada, in your books you mention that 5 of the 6 branches of Sad Darshan are considered atheistic. And at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni points out to Srila Vyasadeva that even the 6th branch, Vedanta, is tinged with impersonalism, so that also falls short of perfection. Why then is it necessary to study them? And how is that knowledge going to benefit us? Is it in order to defeat the proponents of the other doctrines?" Srila Prabhupada seemed pleased with my question. "No," he explained, "our main business is not to defeat others, but to establish the fact that devotion to Krishna, or Krishna consciousness, is the ultimate spiritual goal. This material nature is the perverted reflection of the spiritual reality. We have to understand that whatever is here in this world has its origin in the spiritual world. When in a reflection of a tree we see the green leaves, red flowers, and yellow fruits, we have to understand that they must be there in the real tree. Otherwise, how can they be in the reflection? Everything is coming from the spiritual sky. Whatever is here in this material world is also existing in the spiritual reality. The perfect perception is to see things in that light. The Vedas have been designed to reveal the identity of Krishna and bring the living entities to his lotus feet. The 6 branches of Vedic philosophy are actually 6 steps of gradual elevation to understanding the ultimate goal, which is devotional or devotion to Krishna. There are 6 branches, and they are Purva Mimamsa, preliminary conclusions, or Karma Mimamsa, Nyaya, logic, Vaisheshika, atomic theory, Sankhya, analytical studies, Yoga, linked with the Supreme Lord, and Uttara Mimamsa, final conclusions. Vedanta, if you simply regard them as independent branches of philosophy and study them without their relation to Krishna, they appear to be atheistic. These are 6 branches like the rungs on a ladder. The rungs of the ladder by themselves cannot be the real goal. Their actual utility is in relation to the ladder, and the purpose of the ladder is to reach the ultimate height, devotional service to Krishna. The Vedas impart 3 levels of understanding: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, and Bhakti. Initially, one in this material nature wants to enjoy through sense gratification, and the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas gives directions on how to enjoy. As you act accordingly, you will get the result. Right action leads to enjoyment, and wrong action is suffering. This is called the law of karma, the principle of action and reaction. Therefore, one must know how to act in order to really enjoy, which can lead one to the highest region of the material universe, Satyaloka, where Lord Brahma is situated. However, in spite of all endeavors for enjoyment, one eventually realizes that he cannot avoid suffering. Uninterrupted enjoyment is not possible in this material nature. Suffering comes on its own and is unavoidable. When a person begins to wonder why he is suffering and tries to find the way out of it, he comes to the Jnana Kanda platform, and through 4 branches of Vedic philosophy, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, and Yoga, he gradually transcends the material world and establishes his connection to the Lord in the heart. Through Nyaya, he comes to understand that this material nature is a place of suffering, dukhalayam, and that the material body is a perfect instrument for receiving pain. For example, just consider how many ways you can inflict pain on your little finger or any part of your body, but you will find so few ways to give it pleasure, from which we can conclude that this material body is a wonderful instrument for receiving pain. Therefore, one begins to consider what this material nature really is, and through the Vaisheshika branch of philosophy, he realizes that the perceivable material world is actually composed of the minutest particles called paramanu, or atoms. But to our senses, it takes various shapes and forms and perceptions. In other words, what appears in our senses to be real is not actually real. Therefore, this material nature is an illusion. This leads to the next branch of Vedic philosophy called Sankhya, or analytical study, which describes the material nature consisting of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and the individual with 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. The senses interact with the elements, and 5 objects of the senses are generated. The ears interact with ether, and sound is produced. The skin interacts with air, and touch is produced. The eyes interact with fire, and form is produced. The tongue interacts with water, and taste is produced. And the nose interacts with earth, and smell is produced. There are also 5 working senses with which we become active in this world, namely the hands, legs, voice, anus, and genitals. In this way, Sankhya philosophy determines 20 tattvas, or aspects of material nature, and then considers 3 subtle elements beyond that: the mind, intelligence, and false ego, and subsequently the Mahatattva, the total material energy from which the entire creation became manifest. Through these 24 manifestations, Sankhya philosophy analyzes the entire material nature. However, it concludes that these 24 manifestations are objective in nature and cannot exist without the subject, the I, the self, the soul. The entire material nature has been analyzed, but the soul cannot be found there. Therefore, it comes from another reality, the spiritual nature, and has its origin, its source, in the Supreme Soul, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, Sankhya philosophy takes one to the spiritual reality and transcends the material nature. Recognition of the fact that the soul is a part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead leads to the final aspect of Jnana Kanda, called yoga. Yoga is the process by which the spirit soul becomes connected to the super soul, or to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This process has 8 different stages, or limbs. Therefore, it is called Astanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, and Dharana, and Samadhi. In the final stage, Samadhi, one perceives the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Personality Godhead in one's heart. Recognizing one's minuteness and the greatness of the Supreme Lord, one's head automatically bends down in respect, and one surrenders to him, to Krishna. This surrender to the Lord is the very foundation of devotional service, or bhakti, the main aspect of the final branch of Vedic philosophy, and it has been explained through the sixth branch of Vedic philosophy, called Uttara Mimamsa, or the final conclusion. It is also called Vedanta. The Vedanta philosophy is based on the Vedanta Sutra, which apparently refers to the impersonal Brahman, but in his natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva establishes that surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and loving devotional service to him is the actual objective of Vedanta philosophy. Thus, bhakti takes one beyond liberation to engagement in loving devotional service to the Lord. In this way, through Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, one is gradually elevated to the ultimate point of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the perfect understanding of the 6 branches of Vedic philosophy. So, now Maharaj Bhakti Charu Maharaj was a very, very thorough philosopher. He's giving a lot of information here. But the main point is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead. We have all come from Krishna, meaning that we are part and parcel of Krishna. And therefore, our real position is to surrender to Krishna. And by surrendering to Krishna, we will be able to go back to the spiritual world where we came from. We did not, and we do not belong to the material world. We don't have anything to do with the material world other than misery. The real happiness is when we associate with Krishna and go back to the eternal world, or Vaikuntha, where there's no more birth, death, old age, and disease. So here, Maharaj is explaining things in a very, let's say, uh, special way. What is that special way? He says, in the final stage, samadhi, one perceives the supersoul, the Supreme Personality Godhead in one's heart. Recognizing one's minuteness and the greatness of the Supreme Lord, one's head automatically bends down in respect and one surrenders to him. Well, that's why when you come to the temple, you bow down in front of the deities and you offer your respect to the deities. And you dance and chant for the pleasure of the deities. And you receive prasadam from the deities. And this way, you have a spiritual life, not a mundane life of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. The surrender to the Lord is the very foundation of devotional service, bhakti, the main aspect of the final branch of Vedic philosophy. And it has been explained through the sixth branch of Vedic philosophy called Uttara Mimamsa, or the final conclusion. It is also called Vedanta. The Vedanta philosophy is based on the Vedanta Sutra, which apparently refers to the impersonal Brahman, but in his natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva establishes that surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and loving devotional service to him is the actual objective of Vedanta philosophy. Thus, bhakti takes one beyond liberation to engagement in loving devotional service to the Lord. So that's a wonderful statement. Bhakti takes us beyond liberation to engagement in loving devotional service to the Lord. So when we come to the temple, we bow down, we offer our homage to the deities, we hear lectures about the Lord. I just put it here. Just put it here. And we engage in devotional service for Radha and Krishna. That means that we are beyond liberation. We are engaging in loving devotional service for Radha and Krishna. We've gone beyond the liberation. The Mayavadis, they want liberation. The devotees don't want liberation. They want eternal service for the Lord. They don't care if we stay in the material world, birth after birth, or if we go back to Godhead. Either way, the genuine devotee will always be engaged in devotional service. That is our eternal relationship with Krishna. And it can be had in the material world, and it can be had in the spiritual world. On one Ekadasi, a semi-monthly day of increased spiritual focus and fasting from at least grains and beans, the devotees had not been properly informed and had eaten grains for breakfast. Later, when we found out that it was Ekadasi, and I informed Srila Prabhupada, he became upset. He called Pradumna and asked, "What's the point in having a Pandita with us if he cannot even figure out when is Ekadasi?" When Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada what we should do, Prabhupada said that we should fast the next day. He had not had any grains, but since we were not observing Ekadasi that day, he would not either. He would fast with us on the following day. Later, I learned from the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, the Vaishnava instruction manual, that people under 8 or over 80 years of age need not observe the Ekadasi fast. Oh boy, next year I don't have to. I won't have to do that. Srila Prabhupada was 80, but he fasted anyway. Ah, that's the real point. For our sake. The next day, Srila Prabhupada showed me how to cook on Ekadasi feast, an Ekadasi feast. He asked me to get kotu atta, pulverized amaranth, and shingara atta, pulverized water chestnut, and demonstrated how to make puris and kotu atta and pakoras and halva with singara atta. He made puri dough with kotu atta, rolled the puris, and then fried them in ghee. Fried balls with a batter of singara atta and shredded cabbage made the most delicious pakoras. Are you getting this, ladies? This is real knowledge here, what to do on Ekadasi. He boiled some potatoes and cut them into pieces, which he fried, and also made a few vegetable preparations and tomato chutney. At last, he made the halva with singara atta. The devotees were ecstatic. It was one of the rare occasions when Srila Prabhupada cooked everything himself. I only assisted, washing and cutting the vegetables and providing Prabhupada with whatever he needed, while the devotees watched silently from outside. Another day, Srila Prabhupada asked me to cook bati kachachuri, the preparation he had taught me how to make in Bombay. He had been having problems with his stomach, though, and the preparation was very rich with a lot of ghee and chili. So I decided not to use so much chili. When I served it to him, however, he took one bite and immediately became angry. I personally taught you how to prepare this, he said, and you forgot. How could you forget it when I personally taught you? For the rest of the day, whenever I went to him, he repeated, I personally taught you. How can you cook it? Yet you forgot. How could you forget when I personally taught you? The following day, Srila Prabhupada was still asking, how could you forget when I personally taught you? But from the time of his voice, by the tone of his voice, I could tell that his anger had subsided. So I also told him that actually I had not forgotten how to cook the preparation. I had decided not to use so much chili on account of his stomach, Prabhupada's stomach. Prabhupada looked at me, surprised. Why didn't you tell me? He asked. Then, he explained, when you put a lot of ghee, you must put a lot of chili because they counteract each other's effects. Ghee is rich and chili is hot, but when they are put together, they counteract each other's effects. I learned two very valuable lessons from that incident. First, I learned that when you use a lot of ghee, there must be a lot of chili. You needed the chili to digest the ghee. But more importantly, I learned that when Srila Prabhupada taught us something, we should always remember and never forget it. And as in Juhu, Srila Prabhupada was translating every night. One of his team of attending devotees had to remain with him in case he needed anything. Upendra was with him from 10 to midnight. I stayed until 2 in the morning, and Pramana Maharaj stayed from 2 to 4, when Tamal Krishna Maharaj would come in. Although summer in India gets extremely hot, Rishikesh, being in the Himalayan foothills, is usually quite pleasant, with bright sunshine and modest temperatures. But one day the sky suddenly became overcast with dense dark clouds, and a roaring gale began to blow. In other words, like a yeah, a tsunami, followed by a torrential rainstorm, which continued throughout the night. The storm uprooted many trees and knocked out the electricity. The cables had been damaged, we were told, and there was no way of knowing when they would be repaired. We set up candles to light the rooms, but without electricity, Prabhupada could not translate. At 1 during my shift, at 1, let's say at 1 at night, during my shift, Prabhupada rang his bell. I went to his bed, lifted the mosquito net, and asked him how I could help. When I leaned over to hear his words, what he told me left me shocked. In a soft, serene voice, he said, "This time has come for me to leave my body. Please take me to Vrindavana. I want to leave my body in Vrindavana." I began trembling uncontrollably. I ran downstairs and woke Tamal Krishna Maharaj and practically shouting, telling him that what Prabhupada had said. He jumped out of bed and ran upstairs, where Prabhupada told him the same thing. "Please take me to Vrindavan. The time has come for me to have my body and to leave my body. I want to leave my body in Vrindavana." Srila Prabhupada's health had been poor, but none of us had imagined that his illness was so serious that he could leave his body. We all thought it would be just a temporary setback and that he would soon get better. We had been confident that the visit to Rishikesh was just what he had needed, and that his health would soon improve with some rest. We were all stunned by the turn of events. We packed up that night in such shock, and with such heavy hearts that we could hardly speak. We drove to Delhi the next day, stopped overnight, and the following morning left for Vrindavana. The Vrindavana devotees were jubilant over Srila Prabhupada's sudden, if unexplained, arrival, and as he read, and as his red ambassador approached the Krishna Balaram temple, the kirtan was vibrant beyond imagination, and the devotees were dancing ecstatically. Even I was drawn into the kirtan and lost myself in the chanting and dancing for the moment, forgetting why we had come. After greeting the deities, Srila Prabhupada walked to his quarters. The crowd of devotees followed behind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is all remembrances of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who was, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, who was Prabhupada's servant. And it continues, but we don't have the time to go on. But are there any questions anyone would like to ask? There's several takeaways from what we read today, very significant statements by Prabhupada. But does anyone have a question first? Anybody? Yeah. Yes, you're next. Yes. Why? Because you can't digest the ghee without chewing.
Sometimes the devotees might do thinking that this is the right thing for the other devotees or the spiritual master.
Yeah.
So how one can avoid this mistake?
Ask a question.
To clarify.
Whenever you have a doubt,
When in doubt, ask the question
ask.
and clarify.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. When in doubt, ask a question. When someone is stupid, don't ask any questions. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I was with him a lot. Well, I have to really say that he was a very gentle and very, very kind person, and always was completely surrendered to Srila Prabhupada. So that's a rare person. Very few people are like that. So I always was very happy being with him. And we would have a lot of fun together, chanting Hare Krishna and talking about philosophy. And Maharaj was always very kind. Why? Because when he was still a brahmachari, he came to see me. And I was, at that time, I was a grihasta, and I had a business, and, I had a lot of money at that time. And he came, a poor, brahmachari, and he asked me for a donation to print books. Yeah. And I gave him a large donation. I think it was $50,000, right? And he never forgot that. So every time he would see me, he was very happy to see me. And we became very close friends. Not only because I gave him money, but because he was happy to know that as a grihasta, I was not a greedy person. I was a giver. I was not a taker, right? And because of that, he enjoyed seeing me and talking with me. We would go out walking together, and he would tell me so many nice things about Prabhupada. And I was always very happy to be with him, and he was happy to see me. So it was transcendental relationship. Okay, thank you. So Bhakti Maharaj was so kind to everybody. He had a very pure heart. And he treated everyone with great respect. And he was always happy to see devotees. He would hug you, and he would give so much time that he had. And he was happy. He was a happy person. He was not miserable in any way. He didn't get angry. Sometimes maybe a little bit angry, but not anything serious. So that means that he was always thinking of Prabhupada and how to spread the movement of Krishna consciousness, which is our real purpose in life, in Krishna consciousness. So, this book that that we're reading now is called Ocean of Mercy. Well, that's exactly how you feel, or how you would feel in the relationship with Srila Prabhupada. You would feel that you're in an ocean of mercy. Prabhupada was that type of person who completely overwhelmed you from head to toe with love and devotion for Krishna. So that's a rare thing. There are not very few people like that, right, in the world. And we just happen to be in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and his most surrendered devotee, Srila Prabhupada. So even though we were young kids, we didn't really know what we were doing, but
that love and devotion completely educated us to become uh, surrendered devotees, to do anything Prabhupada wanted us to do. And as soon as he would explain something that he wanted, immediately we would say, okay, that's my purpose in life. I have to do it. That's how, let's say, Prabhupada's presence made you feel, I have to do something to please Prabhupada. We would feel like that we cannot go through life ignoring Prabhupada. And that's why the movement expanded very, very exponentially at that time. Because you had so many devotees completely surrendered to Prabhupada and did not think about their own life or their own well-being. They only thought about, how can I help Srila Prabhupada in his mission to spread this movement? That was the thought in the mind of devotees at that time. Yeah. And so Prabhupada had that majestic presence. He was not an ordinary person. The way he walked, the way he talked, the way he sat down to have prasadam. He wouldn't talk when he had prasadam. He would sit with his back to people, right? And he would take his time and eat nice prasadam. And he would do everything in a very special way. Walking, talking, eating, etc. Every type of movement that he made was full of love for Krishna and Krishna consciousness. So sometimes people ask me, what was it like to be with Srila Prabhupada? And I would say, it is transcendental. It's not mundane at all. Because Prabhupada himself never was engaged in any mundane activity. He was always thinking of Krishna and always planning more and more things to do for Krishna. We would walk past a house, and he would stop and look at it and said, you see this house? You see these windows? They're very first class. We should have first-class windows like that in our temples. See, that's the way he was. He would always see ways to improve Krishna consciousness. And he was not, let's say, ignorant. He had so much different knowledge. I mean, sometimes we would be shocked. He'd be talking about things, and we would think, how did he know that? But because he was very educated, more educated than any of us, and he was able to make the most difficult things understandable. So the most difficult thing is how to control sex. Very, very difficult thing. But in his association, we would give up all those thoughts of sex and self-aggrandizement and sense gratification and completely surrender to Prabhupada so that we could be in the intimate relationship with him. We wouldn't violate that relationship. That's the potency that Prabhupada had. Anyone who came in contact with him wanted to give up everything else and simply serve him with love and devotion and give up all nonsense in the material world. That was Prabhupada's power. He didn't pay us money. He didn't in any way use any force, physical force to make us do things. He made us fall in love with him by his purity and his, what you would say, gentle behavior. And sometimes he would also chastise us. But we were happy when we got chastised because we learned something. Say. And one day I was on a morning walk with Srila Prabhupada, and I was trying to make Srila Prabhupada talk because we were walking rather quickly, and I would always ask some question for Prabhupada to talk. And I said, and it was, I think, it was a day of uh, um, a day of a special day. And I said to Prabhupada, "What did you think on this day about your God brothers?" And he looked at me and he said, "This is a not good. This is not a good question." He said, but basically what he was saying is, "You're not one of my God brothers, so don't talk to me as if we're God brothers, right? You're just a little, disciple. So don't try and find out, what I think about my God brothers on this day." Now he didn't say that exactly like that, but that's what he meant, right? Because I asked a question that was not uh, really. Uh, it was not really nice to ask a question like that because I was acting as if I was a contemporary of Srila Prabhupada. So in many ways, he was educating us all the time. I remember one time we bought some Evian water, in a bottle, right? And gave it to him to drink water. And he said, "What is this?" And we said, "This Evian water, Prabhupada, it's very special." He said, "I don't want this." I was like surprised. I said, "Why not?" He said, "It is stale. It's in the bottle. Go to the kitchen and get running water." I want running water. You see? So just a little thing like that was overwhelming for us because he was teaching us everything we did to be corrected. You know. So in many ways he was correcting us all the time. And he was teaching us at the same time. So that means he was a real guru, always correcting us and chastising us and basically showing his love for us. Yeah. You have a question? No? Oh, okay. Any other questions? So Bhakti Charu's book, The Ocean of Mercy, is full of wonderful explanations of his relationship with Prabhupada. We should cherish this book. It's not an ordinary book. It's Shastra. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Reflection.
Yeah.
And his Holiness Bhakti Char Maharaj came to Seattle after you invited him to become the GBC.
Yeah.
So when he came, he met with all of us. One statement he made to all of us is that what I see here is a genuine father-son relationship. What you all have for Haridas Maharaj is like a son should have the affection for the father. That's what you all have here.
Haribol.
That actually struck in my heart. Maharaj was really appreciating
Yeah.
what was happening inside. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for
Inviting him to be here.
repeating what Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, But he was our real father. He was always gentle and kind and always making us feel, good in his association. He's that type of person. Hare Krishna.
Because you invited him, so we got more association from him because of this. Thank you, Maharaj.
Haribol. Okay. Well, I think it's after 9 o'clock. Yeah. We'll continue the program.
It was great set of memories and even the book what you read was you want to know, okay. श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंदो मोई सावधान माते जहरा प्रसादे बाय ए भवतोरिया जाय कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ हाते गुरु मुख पद्मा वाक्या चिते ते कोरिया क्या आरना करी हो माने आशा श्री गुरु चराने रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ हते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहाँ चरितो वेद गाय जहरा चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोरे पदा छाया आहा प्रभु कोरो दया है ओ मोरे पदा छाया ए बेजा सगु सुक्ति भुवाना शिला प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोरे पदा छाया देवेजा सागु सुक्ति भुवाना कला प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना जया प्रभुपदा जया प्रभुपदा जया प्रभुपदा शिला प्रभुपदा जया गुरुदेवा जया गुरुदेवा जया गुरुदेवा जया गुरुदेवा नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय Krishna prasthaya bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jayo Guru Deva, Jayo Guru Deva, Jayo Guru Deva, Jayo Guru Deva. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. His Divine Grace, His Holiness, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Shri Bhakti Charup Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Bhakti Charu Swami Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Haribo Haribo.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं दधाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपद्मपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगुणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं साद्वभूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावित्तमांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्ता सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैत्या कृपाबद्धे कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दैने प्रभवे नमः मधुर्योज्ज्वला प्रेमध्या श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमुताय दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धापा सिद्धांता ध्वांतहर्तारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भारसम्बोधे पदं भोज्यायते नमः नमो भक्तो विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते गौरविरूपाय भूमसत्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जना प्रियः वैष्णव सर्वभौमः श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमाप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरत्विश्वे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णः भक्तारूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधाकांता नमस्तुते जयतं सुरतो पंगो मम मंद मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदं भोजो राधा मदन मोहना दिर्यद्वृन्दन्य कल्पाद्रुमदः श्रीमद्रत्नागरा सिंहासनस्थो श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रस्थिलिभिः सेव्यमनो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवट ततः स्थितः कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथा श्रियस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिचारु स्वामिन् इति नामिने स्निग्धचेता सुप्रणेता राक्तिमां च रसाप्लुताम् प्रभुपादागता प्राणा नौमि भक्तिचारुपदम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिचारु स्वामिन् इति नामिने स्निग्धचेता सुप्रणेता वाग्मीमां च रसाप्लुतां प्रभुपादागता प्राणां नौमि भक्तिचारुपदम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिचारु स्वामिन्निति नामिने स्निग्धचेता सुप्रणेता वाग्मीमां च रसाप्लुतां प्रभुपादगता प्राणां नौमि भक्तिचारुपदम् एष पुष्पाञ्जलि एष पुष्पामि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय भक्ति चारु स्वामी 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 जय निताय गौर हरि बोल 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल। श्रील भक्तिचार्य स्वामी महाराज की। Hare Krishna, please pick up the flowers on the carpets and then please go down and honor the prasadam. And please form a line. I think not many people, everybody will get. Please just in an orderly manner, somebody should serve. Hare Krishna.